Hello, my name is Anthony, and I'm going to be reading to you guys 50 philosophy ideas you really need to know. This is the first voice recording session that I'm going to do for this, and I hope you all enjoy it. Page 4, Problems of Knowledge. Ep.1, The Brain in a Vat. Imagine that a human being has been subjected to an operation by an evil scientist. The person's brain has been removed from the body and placed in a vat of nutrients, which keeps the brain alive. The nerve endings have been connected to a super scientific computer, which causes the person to have the illusion that everything is perfectly normal. There seem to be people, objects, the sky, and etc. But really, all the person is experiencing is the result of electronic impulses traveling from the computer to the nerve's endings. A nightmare scenario. The stuff of science fiction? Perhaps. But of course, that's exactly what you would say if you were a brain in a vat. Your brain may be in a vat rather than a skull, but your every experience is exactly as it would have been if you were living as a real body in real life. The world around you, your chair, the book in your hands themselves, are all part of an illusion, thoughts and sensations fed into your disembodied brain by the scientist's super powerful computer. You probably don't believe that you are a brain floating in a vat. Most philosophers probably don't believe their brains are in vats. But you don't have to believe it. You only have to admit that you can't be certain that you're not. The problem is that if you do happen to be a brain in a vat, and you can't just rule out the possibility, all the things you think and know about the real world will be false. And if that's possible, you don't really know anything at all. The mere possibility appears to undermine our claims to knowledge about the external world. So is there any escape from the vat? Vat origins. The classic modern telling of the brain in the vat story above was given by American philosopher Hilary Putnam. In his book, 1981, Reason, Truth, and History. But the germ of the idea has a much longer history. Putnam's thoughts experiment is essential an update version of the 17th century horror story, The Evil Demon, or also pronounced Malin conjured up by French philosopher René Descartes in his 1641 Meditations on First Philosophy. Descartes' aim was to reconstruct the edifice of human knowledge on unshakable foundations, for which he adopted his method of doubt. He discarded any beliefs susceptible to the slightest degree of uncertainty. After pointing out the unreliability of our senses and the confusion created by dreams, Descartes pushed his method of doubt to the limit. I shall suppose that some malicious demon of utmost power and cunning has employed all his energies in order to deceive me. I shall think that the sky, the air, the earth, colors, shapes, sounds, and all external things are merely the delusions of dreams which he has devised to ensure my judgment. Amongst the debris of his former beliefs and opinions, Descartes despises a single speck of certainty, the cogito, on the, apparently, sure foundation of which he begins his task of reconstruction. See page 16. Unfortunately for Putnam and Descartes, although both are playing devil's advocate, adopting skeptical positions in order to confound skepticism, many philosophers have been more impressed by their skill in setting the skeptical trap than by their subsequent attempts to extricate themselves from it. Appealing to his own casual theory of meaning, Putnam attempts to show that the brain in the vat scenario is incoherent. But at most, he appears to show that a brain in the vat could not in fact express the thought that it was a brain in the vat. In effect, he demonstrates that the state of being an invatted brain is invisible and indescribable from within. But it is unclear that the semantic victory, if such it is, goes far to address the problem in relation to knowledge.